Welcome to the Executive Summary. Stephen Covey's timeless classic, The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, introduced the world to proactive living and principle-centered leadership, concepts that remain vital for executives today. If gaining that kind of foundational insight is what you are looking for, like this video and subscribe now. Let's dive into the key takeaways. Most leaders believe that achieving success in their careers or organizations is a direct result of mastering external techniques and presenting a polished public image. Stephen Covey, however, argues that this personality ethic is a superficial path, often leading to profound emptiness despite outward achievement. True and lasting effectiveness, he asserts, stems from an inside-out approach rooted in character. If you find yourself constantly chasing the next trend, adopting new management fads, or feeling a persistent disconnect between your public persona and private reality, you are likely operating within this personality ethic. This approach may deliver fleeting victories, but it will ultimately undermine your leadership, erode trust within your team, and leave you unfulfilled, preventing the sustainable, deep change required for genuine impact. By understanding and applying the principles we will explore today, you will gain a profound framework for personal and interpersonal effectiveness. You will learn to cultivate a character-driven leadership style, achieve personal mastery, and foster truly collaborative relationships, leading to sustainable success and a deeper sense of purpose. Covey's work, published in 1989, became a global phenomenon, selling over 65 million copies worldwide and influencing leaders from Fortune 500 CEOs to military commanders, precisely because it distills timeless, universal principles of human effectiveness. To truly grasp this transformative philosophy, we must first understand the context from which these habits emerged. Stephen R. Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People, first published in 1989, is not merely a self-help book. It is a landmark treatise on personal and professional effectiveness that has profoundly shaped modern leadership thought. Covey, an American educator, author, businessman, and speaker, held an MBA from Harvard Business School and a doctorate from Brigham Young University, later co-founding Franklin Covey, a global training firm. His extensive academic and practical background provided a unique lens through which to observe and address a critical problem of his time, one that remains acutely relevant today. Covey observed a pervasive issue in self-help literature and corporate training, a focus on what he termed the personality ethic. This ethic emphasized superficial techniques, public image, quick fixes, and social skills as the primary drivers of success. While these approaches might yield short-term gains, Covey noted that many high achievers found themselves plagued by a sense of emptiness and a lack of genuine fulfillment, despite their outward accomplishments. They were, in essence, climbing the ladder of success only to discover it was leaning against the wrong wall. In response, Covey aimed to shift the focus back to what he called the character ethic. This ethic is grounded in universal, timeless principles such as integrity, humility, justice, patience, and diligence. His central argument is that true and lasting effectiveness in life and leadership stems from an inside-out approach. This means cultivating one's character based on these enduring principles to achieve personal mastery or independence before moving on to successful collaboration, which he terms interdependence. The 7 Habits became a seminal work because it offered a comprehensive, principle-centered framework for personal and interpersonal effectiveness, moving beyond the fleeting allure of quick fixes. It provides a structured pathway for character development, enabling individuals to achieve their highest potential and build strong, trusting relationships. The book's enduring appeal lies in its timeless relevance. Its principles are not tied to ephemeral trends, but to fundamental truths about human nature and interaction. This profound work is read by a diverse audience, including executives, Fortune 500 CEOs, military commanders, and leaders across countless organizations. Its framework is widely embraced by individuals, families, and corporations seeking to enhance their effectiveness, and it has sold tens of millions of copies globally, cementing its status as one of the most influential and impactful leadership books of all time. Covey's legacy is in providing a blueprint for living a life of integrity, contribution, and lasting effectiveness by integrating principle-centered character with essential interpersonal skills. The 7 habits are presented as a sequential, integrated approach, moving from private victories to self-mastery and independence to public victories to successful interdependence with others. The first habit, be proactive, is the foundational principle of personal vision and responsibility. It asserts that between stimulus and response, human beings possess the freedom to choose. This means taking responsibility for your life and choosing your responses based on values, rather than reacting impulsively to circumstances. Covey emphasizes that being proactive means acting on values and principles, taking initiative, and focusing energy on what you can change, rather than being controlled by external events or blaming others. He introduces the concept of the circle of influence to the things you can control and the circle of concern to things you worry about but cannot directly control. Proactive individuals focus their efforts within their circle of influence, thereby expanding their impact. Reactive people, conversely, spend their energy complaining about circumstances, which ultimately shrinks their ability to affect change. Consider a CEO facing an unexpected market disruption, perhaps a new, aggressive competitor, or a sudden economic downturn. A reactive leader might cut costs indiscriminately, blame external factors, or fall into despair. A proactive CEO, however, would choose to invest in research and development for innovative solutions, retrain staff to adapt to new market demands, or explore new business models. This proactive approach expands the company's circle of influence, transforming a perceived threat into an opportunity for growth and innovation. They ask, what could we have done differently, rather than whose fault was this? Viewer challenge. What is one current challenge in your professional or personal life that you are inclined to blame on external circumstances? How can you shift your focus to what you can control and take a proactive step this week to address it? The second habit, begin with the end in mind, is the principle of personal leadership. It is based on the profound idea that all things are created twice, first mentally as a vision or blueprint, and then physically through execution. This habit compels you to start every task, project, or life decision with a clear vision of your desired destination and values. Without a clear end in mind, Covey warns, you risk expending immense effort only to discover you've been working towards something misaligned with your deepest values to effectively climbing the ladder of success only to find it's leaning against the wrong wall. This habit requires defining your personal mission and purpose before you act, ensuring that your daily actions contribute to your long-term goals and values. Imagine a ministry leader planning a new community outreach program. Instead of immediately jumping into logistics to securing venues, recruiting volunteers, or drafting schedules, a leader who begins with the end in mind first defines the ultimate impact they want to have on the community. They articulate the core values the program should embody, the specific needs it aims to address, and the desired transformation in the lives of the beneficiaries. This clear, principle-driven vision then guides all subsequent planning and execution, ensuring that every logistical decision serves the overarching purpose. Viewer challenge. What is your personal mission statement for your leadership role, or even for your life? If you don't have one, take time this week to draft 3 core values that will guide your decisions and actions for the coming quarter. Put first things first. Is the physical creation, the day-to-day discipline of living out habits 1 and 2. It is the principle of personal management, teaching you to prioritize and execute your actions based on importance, not just urgency. This habit involves effective self-management, focusing on quadrant 2 activities, those that are important but not urgent. These activities, such as strategic planning, relationship building, and proactive problem solving, contribute significantly to your long-term goals and values, but are often neglected in favor of urgent, less important tasks. Covey stresses that this habit requires independent will to organize and execute around your most important priorities, ensuring that first things, those aligned with your mission and values, are truly put first. Consider an entrepreneur, often besieged by a barrage of emails, urgent client requests, and daily operational fires. Without this habit, they might spend their days reacting to these urgent, but often not important demands. However, an entrepreneur who puts first things first dedicates specific, protected blocks of time each week to strategic planning, talent development, and nurturing key client relationships. These activities, while rarely urgent, are crucial for long-term growth and stability. By consciously prioritizing them, the entrepreneur ensures that their business is not merely surviving, but thriving and evolving. Viewer challenge. Review your schedule for the coming week. Identify one important but not urgent task that you've been postponing, one that aligns with your mission or key values. Block out dedicated, uninterrupted time in your calendar this week to make significant progress on it. Think win/win is the first of the public victory habits, shifting focus from personal effectiveness to interpersonal success. This habit embodies the principle of seeking mutually beneficial solutions and agreements in all interactions, operating from an abundance mentality. Covey argues that rather than seeing life as a zero-sum game, where one person's gain must come at another's expense, a win/win mindset believes there is enough for everyone so that the pie can be grown. It is a frame of mind and heart that constantly seeks mutual benefit, built on courage and consideration. It's about finding solutions where all parties feel good about the decision and are committed to the action plan, fostering long-term partnerships rather than short-term victories. Imagine a business leader negotiating a new contract with a key client. Instead of approaching it as a battle to extract the most favorable terms for their own company, a win/win leader focuses on understanding the client's core needs, challenges, and desired outcomes. They then propose terms that not only benefit their own organization, but also provide significant value and advantage to the client, perhaps through enhanced service, innovative product features, or flexible payment structures. This approach fosters a long-term, trusting partnership where both parties feel valued and committed to the shared success. Viewer challenge. Before your next important interaction or negotiation, take the time to list the needs and desired outcomes of the other party. How can you genuinely help them achieve those while also meeting your own goals, moving beyond compromise to mutual benefit? Seek first to understand, then to be understood, is the principle of empathic communication. Covey famously states that most people listen with the intent to reply, not to understand. This habit urges us to listen empathetically, genuinely seeking to comprehend others' perspectives before attempting to make our own point clear. Empathic listening involves listening with your eyes and heart, not just your ears, to truly grasp the other person's paradigms, feelings, and underlying concerns. Only after they feel truly understood can you effectively present your own views, as trust and openness are established. This deep understanding is crucial for effective collaboration and problem-solving. Consider a senior pastor receiving feedback from a congregant about a new church program. A common, reactive response might be to immediately defend the program, explain its merits, or justify the decisions made. However, a pastor practicing Habit 5 would actively listen, asking clarifying questions such as, "Could you tell me more about how that made you feel, or what specific aspects concern you most?" They would paraphrase the congregant's points to ensure full comprehension, ensuring the individual feels heard and validated before offering any explanation or response. This builds a bridge of understanding and trust, making any subsequent dialogue far more productive. Viewer challenge. In your next significant conversation, to be it with a team member, client, or even a family member, to commit to not interrupting or formulating your response until the other person has finished speaking and you can accurately summarize their point of view to their satisfaction. Synergize is the habit of creative cooperation, embodying the principle that the whole is greater than the sum of its parts. Covey suggests that 1 + 1 can equal 3, 10, or even 1,000 when synergy is achieved. This habit is about valuing differences and leveraging diverse perspectives to create new, better solutions, to often called third alternatives to that none could have conceived alone. It requires open-mindedness, mutual respect, and a willingness to explore alternative viewpoints, leading to innovative breakthroughs and superior outcomes. Synergy thrives on trust and the belief that by working together, individuals with different strengths and viewpoints can achieve something far more robust and effective. Imagine a military command team tasked with planning a complex mission. This team comprises officers from intelligence, logistics, operations, and communications, each with distinct expertise and priorities. Instead of each department working in isolation or competing for resources, a synergistic team would openly share insights, challenge assumptions respectfully, and integrate their diverse knowledge. By facilitating a collaborative environment where all voices are heard and valued, they collectively develop an integrated strategy that is more robust, adaptable, and effective than any single department's plan could have been, mitigating risks and optimizing outcomes. Viewer challenge. When facing a complex problem or project, intentionally bring together individuals with vastly different backgrounds, expertise, or perspectives. Facilitate a brainstorming session specifically focused on generating third alternatives to solutions that go beyond anyone's initial ideas and leverage the collective wisdom of the group. The final habit, sharpen the saw, is the principle of continuous self-renewal. It focuses on preserving and enhancing your greatest asset, yourself. This habit involves regularly renewing yourself in 4 fundamental dimensions of your nature: physical, mental, social, emotional, and spiritual. Physical renewal includes exercise, nutrition, and rest. Mental renewal involves learning, reading, and writing. Social, emotional renewal focuses on building meaningful relationships and serving others. Spiritual renewal pertains to clarifying values, meditation, or connecting with nature. Covey emphasizes that this habit is crucial for maintaining balance and effectiveness in all other habits. Neglecting to sharpen the saw leads to burnout, decreased effectiveness, and an inability to sustain the other habits over the long term. It is the habit that makes all the others possible, ensuring continuous improvement and growth. Consider a seasoned corporate executive, constantly under pressure and juggling multiple high-stakes responsibilities. Without conscious effort, they risk burnout. An executive who sharpens the saw might commit to a regular exercise regime, dedicate time each morning to reading and strategic reflection, actively nurture relationships with mentors and family, social, emotional, and engage in practices that align with their core values and purpose. By consistently investing in these areas, they maintain their energy, clarity, and resilience, ensuring they can continue to lead effectively and inspire those around them without succumbing to exhaustion. Viewer challenge. Identify one area of self-renewal, physical, mental, social, emotional, or spiritual, that you have been neglecting. This week, commit to a specific, actionable step to sharpen your saw in that dimension, such as blocking out time for exercise, reading, or connecting with a loved one. The true power of the 7 habits lies not just in understanding them, but in their consistent application. Here are 3 concrete moves you can implement this week to begin integrating these principles into your leadership and life. Move 1. Draft your personal mission statement. This week, dedicate focused time to drafting your personal mission statement. This statement should articulate what you aspire to be to your character and what you aim to do to your contributions and achievements. It must reflect your deepest values and serve as a guiding compass for all your decisions, both professional and personal. This is the practical application of begin with the end in mind. Do not rush this. Allow it to emerge from deep self-reflection. Move 2. Implement Quadrant 2 prioritization. Review your calendar and task list for the coming week. Identify at least 2 important but not urgent tasks that directly align with your newly drafted mission statement or your most significant long-term goals. These are the tasks that often get pushed aside by urgent distractions. Block out specific, uninterrupted time slots in your calendar to work on them. Treat these appointments with the same sanctity as you would any critical meeting, protecting them from interruption. This is how you put first things first. Move 3. Practice empathic listening. In your next significant conversation, perhaps with a direct report, a client, or even a family member, consciously practice empathic listening. Make it your sole objective to genuinely understand their perspective. Resist the urge to interrupt, formulate your rebuttal, or offer advice. Instead, ask open-ended questions. Listen intently to both their words and their underlying emotions, and then paraphrase what you hear to ensure they feel truly understood. Only after they acknowledge that you have accurately grasped their point of view should you attempt to express your own. This is the essence of seek first to understand, then to be understood. If you found value in this deep dive into Stephen Covey's enduring wisdom, we encourage you to like this video. Your engagement helps us bring these vital leadership insights to a wider audience. To ensure you never miss another executive summary designed to elevate your leadership, subscribe to the Executive Summary channel. And for immediate notifications on our latest releases, activate the notification bell. Next week, we're breaking down another seminal work that challenges conventional thinking on decision-making under pressure. Remember, true leadership is not about managing circumstances. It is about mastering yourself and inspiring others to do the same. That wraps up our summary of Stephen Covey's The 7 Habits of Highly Effective People. We hope these principles help you lead with greater purpose. If you found this useful, please subscribe and hit the notification bell for more executive summaries. We'll see you in the next episode.